Hello everybody, how's it going? Back with another live stream, once again in RaceRoom. We are racing at racedepartment.com tonight. A online race in the BMW M235i on the Nürburgring. It's the Nürburgring short layout. Still got a little bit of practice ahead of us.
Pit exit's clear.
Hey Ronnie, hey FLX Racing,
Yellow flag sector 1.
hey Joel, Mikael, Reto, Xbox, how you guys doing?
Sector 1 is clear.
It's been a while since I drove this car. Almost forgot how much fun it is. Hi JD. Hey, that's nice to hear, Reto. Hope you guys enjoy. So there's a bunch of quick guys on this server. Especially Fournier. I never know how to pronounce his name, but he is pretty quick. But still, I'm tempted again to start from the back, because that is usually a lot of fun. We're doing 2 races actually, if I remember correctly. 15 minutes each. Yo Josh, how are you? Glad to hear, JD.
The guy ahead has just done a 135.
It's too late on the brake. Need to get back into the rhythm of this car. I've been driving the GT3s too much lately. This car doesn't perform quite as good on the brakes. Hi Michael, hi Stefan, hi Rainer.
You're a second off the pace in sector 1.
In case you're wondering, you guys are welcome to join the race, but you have to be a premium member at Race Department, which costs less than 10 euros a year. So if you haven't done that yet, I recommend you do that. Plenty of good racing over there at Race Department. Hi Marcel. So we're driving to the fast chicane here.
You're a 10th off the pace in sector 2.
Much preferred this one over the tight one. So yeah, this wasn't a very good lap. Let's try to put in a quick one.
E5. Sector 3 is 0.6 off the pace. White flag. That's a new fastest lap for Fournier, 134.3. Sector 1 is 0.3 off the pace. Oh no, George, this lap won't count. You've cut the track.
Hello Sliders, hello to Hungary. Lots of touring car fans in Hungary. thanks to Nobi Michelic, I guess. Oh, it's so hard to say which one is my favorite. I like all of them, all of the newer ones, very much. And again, too late on the brake. The AMG sounds great, Audi R8 sounds great, Corvette is also badass. Very hard to pick a favorite. I've been driving the Audi lately, but on Saturday I'm gonna drive the AMG Mercedes. Which one do you guys like the most?
Sector 1 is 0.9 off the pace. Incident clear, green flag.
I still also like the Z4 a lot. That car just looks great and sounds fantastic.
Sector 2 is 0.3 off the pace.
Okay, let's focus this time on the braking point for turn 1.
That was at 135.6. You're now 1.4 off the pace. You're 0.2 off the pace in sector 3.
Again, too late on the brake. Wow. I'm so used to the GT3 cars. You know what? Let's also remove a little bit of fuel. Let's see, the race was 15 minutes. Calculate fuel for 16 minutes.
Should be about 15 litres.
15. I always put in a little bit extra, so 8 laps. Yeah, I guess that is accurate, somewhat. But let's just put in a little bit more. Let's make it around 20. Yeah, the Audi has good cornering, but it's a bit slower than the Mercedes on the straights. M6 looks great too.
Car approaching, watch your mirrors, blue flag.
Yes, you need to own the track that is running on the server. You need to own the track and your car. You don't need to own all the other cars, but that's what you need.
Remaining, you've got 20 minutes left.
Hello Alonso Power.
Car left, blue flag. Clear left.
I know that I can improve a lot, I just don't know how much. I need to get the first corner right. And also this chicane, I can probably run over the curbs quite a bit. Okay, let's focus. This was not so on the limit, but we're getting there.
Sector 1 is quick.
Slightly missed the apex here.
Your front brakes are pretty hot now. We need to find detect in Sector 2. Incident in Sector 1. Sector 1 is yellow.
Should be an improvement, but there's still room to go quicker. Oh man, we're close. Nice. Hi Timo.
Yellow flag, stay sharp. Has gone off. Sector 1 is clear.
It's good. Feel right at home
Sector
on my
1's
YouTube
okay.
channel. Whoops. A bit too quick in the entry. I see Schnabby is on the server as well. He's also very quick.
135.3. Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace. You're currently 1.0 off the lead.
Thank you, Daniel.
Green flag.
Appreciate it. Guido, you can drive, but you need to be a premium member at racedepartment.com. There's a link in the description where it says event info. If you go there, I don't know if it's gonna... It might be a bit late for tonight. Wow, somebody rolled. But you need to be a premium member, so you have to pay €7.50 per year. It's not a lot of money, totally worth it. To become a premium member at Race Department, and then you can join all these races. They're doing multiple races every week, so you will definitely get your money's worth out of that membership at Race Department. I can only recommend it.
Green flag Sector 1.
No, Peter, you don't need any additional programs, you just need Crew Chief. You just need to set up Crew Chief
Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace.
for voice recognition. Yeah, thumbnail design keeps changing for my videos. I'm never really happy with them, so I keep changing them all the time. So once again, maybe I can show you real quick on my desktop how to enable the Crew Chief. So when you start Crew Chief, you look down here at available controllers in the bottom left. There you should see your wheel and other devices, and you select one. Or actually you go to available actions. There you need to pick the Talk to Crew Chief action, and you put that on a button, and then you can choose a voice recognition mode. For example, press and release button. So you only
just done a 133.9.
You press the button once, and then you can talk to the crew chief. That's pretty much it. That's all that there is to it. Public online racing plan this week? Maybe. I'll definitely know that I'll be racing on Saturday on virtualracing.org. They're doing a big grid test on the Nordschleife with the GT3 cars, and even though it might not work with so many cars, we will definitely do a race even with the usual 36 cars, if that is what we have to do. Yeah, I'm not so much on public service these days, because there's so many events and community races and club races that there's not really a need for me to go just public, when I know that on Race Department and Abgefahren and virtualracing.org and Bay Pirates and RR Leagues, there's so many communities that host events regularly that I prefer racing with those guys. Thank you. If you wanna come race with me, just make sure you follow me on Twitter or you join my Discord.
Clear right.
And then I will keep you posted where I'm racing next, and so you can sign up as well.
Green flag sector 1, blue flag.
Hello Jens.
On your left, clear left.
Ooh, Schnabel with a really quick lap. I don't know, we're doing 2 races tonight. Maybe I should try qualify for the first one and start from the back in the second one, so we have the best of both worlds.
There's a white flag.
Bit too much curve there on the inside.
Got 10 minutes left, 10 minutes to go. Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace. Car right, clear right. You're a 10th off the pace in sector 2.
Oops. Well, you know, it's a bit of work to organize all these events, and obviously there's server costs as well, so it's just fair enough that they ask a small membership fee if you wanna take part in all those races. And it's really not much, you know, 7 euros per year. What is that? That's a couple of cents per month. It's not much. But what I wanted to do is check whether or not there is a quality between the races, because I don't want to qualify if that's gonna put me in front for both races. Let's quickly check here on the race department. So yes. No, there's only one qualifying. Good that I checked. So I will not qualify then. I'll start from the back. That way we will have probably more fun. Maybe I should go to default here, except the FFB multiplayer, because I had the steering lock increased a little bit, because it felt a bit lazy, the car. That's probably only because I just came back driving the GT3 cars before.
Pit exit's clear. Car left. Clear left.
Lazy daisy. Yeah, fast chicane is much more fun.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
I need to cut that curb on the inside more on the entry, I think, to be really fast.
Sector 1 is clear.
Let's see, maybe we can improve still a bit.
Sector 1 is yellow. Yellow flag. Sector 1 is 0.4 off the pace. Okay, you're clear. That's 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes. Green flag sector 1.
Not ideal.
Sector 2 time is quick.
Yeah, that's how you drive this chicane. But I lost too much in the first sector, I think.
B2.
B2.
Sector 3 time is quick. Incident in sector 1. Sector 1 is yellow. Yellow flag.
Bit slow to that Mercedes arena.
You're 2/10 off the pace in sector 1. Okay, you're clear. Sector 1 is clear.
Too bad this car doesn't have a delta time display. But I don't think this was very quick so far. Yeah, this is Eifelblitz, Scheid Motorsport.
Sector 2 time is good. Bad luck, George. This lap's been invalidated. Watch those track limits. Yellow flag in sector 1.
Beautiful livery.
Green flag sector 1. White flag, mate.
Now I understand how that car flipped earlier. Too much curb.
Sector 1 is 0.8 off the pace. That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. Yellow flag. Incident clear. Green flag.
Drifting. Hello, bunny.
Looks like Borneo has gone off. You need to watch your left side tyre temperatures.
Drifting is making the tires temps go up. Yeah, almost time for quali, and yeah, I'll try not to qualify and start from the back. Very good lap by Schnabel, 1:33. I think if we start from the back, well, there's only 15 minutes races, so can only make up so many places. But let's aim for top 5, that will be quite good, I think. From all the way from the back. Might be difficult, the race might not be long
Check
enough.
the flags out, P2.
You guys heard that Alfa Romeo is coming back to F1? That's gonna be interesting. Only as a engine manufacturer though, I think. Or was it just another partnership? Are they even manufacturing anything? I think they're building the engine, aren't they? Alfa Romeo, Sauber. I hope they're making a nice Alfa livery. Always braking too late today. Yeah, that would be nice. Red color and a white Alfa logo on it somewhere. The old school Alfa logo, that would be very nice. Only as a brand name, aha, yeah. But as long as the livery looks good, I'm happy. They're manufacturing the decal, yeah. let's not make the mistake and put in a timed lap like happened last time.
The leader has just done a 134.0. Yellow flag, stay sharp.
Who do you guys think will take the pole position? Fournier or Schnabel? I think my money is on Schnabel.
You're clear.
And it also looks like the WTCC DCR regulation is going to happen. The rumors are getting more and more confirmed now. I think we will hear an official announcement this week, maybe. That's gonna be interesting. So WTCC is losing their World Championship status. But I think it will be a good move for them.
Sector 1 is 1.6 off the pace.
Hello Martin. No, Xbox, I'm not gonna take the pole. I don't think I'd be fast enough anyway. I think Schnabel is quicker on one lap. Yeah, WTCR. Interesting name. But I think it's gonna be good though. Much cheaper for the teams, a lot of private teams. Better racing maybe as well.
The guy ahead has just done a 137.8. Yellow flag. Green flag.
Was upturned. We'll see, JD. We'll see.
Place.
Yeah, Alfa Romeo is not easy to license, unfortunately. Unless you have very good contacts. T300, eh? It's a good wheel. Good wheel for its price. Are you getting the Thrustmaster pedals with it as well?
Sector 2 is 0.6 off the pace.
This lap is so short. Yesterday was really awesome, indeed. But today we have 2 short races. 2 times 15 minutes. Can only make up so many places in that short amount of time. Hey Christian.
Sector 1 is 1.2 off the pace.
Always missing the apex on that one.
Sector 2 is 0.4 off the pace.
Oh, thank you. That is great to hear. Maybe we will find out what the issue is.
Incident clear, green flag.
There's another big grid test happening this week, even before Saturday. The guys from Bay Pirates Racing are trying to get 100 cars on the Nordschleife. I can already tell that's not gonna work, but let's see if we get any additional data out of that test.
Second off in Sector 1.
Yeah, I think so too. But as I said, it's always good to get more additional data.
Sector 2
And
times.
who knows
Okay.
if they even manage to gather 100 drivers. I have my doubts on that as well. But it will be interesting to see at what point. Oops, almost completed the lap. At what point the problems are starting to happen. Le Mans is super boring though, isn't it? Okay, you already tried over the clock. 45 didn't work. 36 was the limit. Okay, good to know. If you can also send me the dedicated log files, dedicated game log, that could be helpful.
Green flag.
You find those files on the dedicated server in My Documents, SimXperience RaceRoom, dedicated log, I believe.
That lap was at 142.3. You're currently 8.4 off the pace.
Well, I always told you guys, since we didn't change anything in the netcode, there was never a guarantee that it would improve the amount of cars in multiplayer. I didn't think so, to be honest. So I'm not surprised. But at least nobody had experienced crashes and stuff like that, because they were running out of memory. So once this is out of the way now, maybe we can have a look at the netcode at some point.
Sector 1 is 0.8 off the pace.
Would really love to be able to race in bigger grids. I know you guys would love that as well. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe we can do something about it. Maybe not. We will find out.
Sector 2 is 0.3 off the pace.
Okay guys, 2 minutes until race, I'll be right back.
Two minutes to go, 2 minutes.
I feel like I'm missing a bit of practice in these cars. Thanks, Turned. So fuel should be good, I think. For 15 minutes, yeah, definitely. Let's keep an eye on how many liters I have left so we can adjust for race 2. I hope so too, Turned. So Schnabel currently in the pole. Where is Fournier? Oh, he also starts from the back. Interesting, interesting. Oh, I did put in a lap time. Probably crossed the finish line in the pit lane. Thanks, JD. I don't know if we have a warm-up now before the race. It might be actually the case. Leave Mumu alone. She did nothing wrong.
You're clear. Yellow flag. Checkered flag, P24. Okay, you're clear.
Because it's an entry-level class that you can race for cheap money, and you also need to do a couple of races on the Nordschleife in slower cars to get the license, so you can drive the GT3s there. They don't just let you jump in a GT3 and drive on the Nordschleife. You need a special license for that track. So yeah, there is a warm-up. Hey, thank you, Yakubu.
All clear, push now.
Quite different car to drive than the GT3 cars though. I'm still in the process of getting used to it again. turn in a little bit earlier here. It might be even a bit more expensive than, well, TT Cup, that's, yeah, I don't know how much it is actually. It's probably comparable to that. Maybe slightly cheaper. Also, you don't have to race the full calendar if you want to get the license. You only need to do 3 races, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. There's an interesting video of Daniel Abt on his YouTube channel, where he gets his Nordschleife license. He's also driving in one of these cars on the Nordschleife.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
When are you driving, Christian? I haven't driven a Assetto Corsa in forever.
The leader's just done a 135.3. Yellow flag sector 3, yellow flag, stay sharp, P2, that's your fastest lap. That puts you 1.8 off the leader's pace. Sector 3 time is fast. The guy behind has just done a 141.4. The guy ahead has just done a 136.3. Fastest lap for Borneo, 134.8. Okay, you're clear.
Oh shit, I forgot. There's a TeamSpeak mandatory presence. I better go there. Otherwise they ban me. I'll be muted anyway though.
The guy behind has just done a 137.2.
Connected. Channel switched. Microphone muted. Sound muted.
Okay, almost time for race. Hi Luki. This is an online race, but usually I drive against AI set to 110%, somewhere around that. Depends on the car. Some cars the AI is going a bit quicker.
Checker flags out, 6th place.
And some it's a bit slower, but around that mark usually. What are you driving, Christian? Nordschleife? In that case, I might be tempted. Okay, I think we should be fine for the race. Hi there, Eva. So, let's go then. Yeah, as I said, look, it depends on the car. Sometimes 105, sometimes 115. But yeah.
0 minutes. You really need to get on with it. All right, George, be ready.
Okay, this should be fun.
Go, go, go. Car left. 3 wide. You're in the middle. Clear left. Clear all round. Left side. Clear left. Car left. Left side.
Oh,
Still
I have a
there.
spotter on for some reason. I don't
You're in the
usually
middle. 3 wide.
do that.
Still there. Still there. Clear left.
Shut up.
Okay, I'll keep quiet.
I don't need
Still
this. Wow, the spotter is still there. Turn spotter
Caution.
off.
B7, 3.2, ahead, clear all around.
I don't know the voice command for the spotted, but now it looks like it's shutting up.
Car right, you're in the middle. Clear left. On your right. Still there. He's still there. Clear all round. Car right. Hold your line. Still there.
Nice, nice.
Still
P16.
there. Right side's clear.
Where's
Clear
Funny
left.
here?
Left side.
He also started
Clear
from the
left.
back, didn't he?
Car left. Clear left. Left side. Clear left. Left side. He's still there. Clear left.
15. Be quiet.
Okay, I'll leave you to it. Car left.
Don't spot.
Hold your line. Clear left. Okay, no more spotting calls.
Ah, there we go. Almost in the top 10 already. P5 is not far away. We can do it. 10 more minutes. 11. Almost brake a bit too late here. Oh, hi Billy, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, this car is very fun to drive indeed, especially online of course. Very close racing usually. Let's see if we can get this guy into the chicane. Might be difficult. It's a very fast chicane. We do have a good run though. Nice defending. Nice, he left us the space. Slight contact, but nothing too bad. So our goal was P5, right? So I think we can do that still. Very late on the brake. That was at least 2 meters too late on the brake. part. Alright, P7. Again, missed the entry a little bit in that chicane. But now we have a bit of clean air, so hopefully we can catch up quickly, but 4 seconds is a lot in this car. Catching. Bit of oversteer, but nothing we cannot handle. Yeah, we're gaining about a second per lap. Will be a stretch for P5, maybe P6. It does have ABS and it does have traction control, yes. No, I did never drive any real race car. Only go-karts. And a superkart once. But not on the racetrack. Unfortunately, real motorsport is very expensive. Very expensive hobby. But luckily there's sim racing, right? We're running out of time, but P6 is still possible. P5, I don't think so, if he doesn't make a mistake. Okay, that was maybe slightly a bit too much over the grass here. I would love to try a real race car though, once. If you need a driver, if you're a team owner or a sponsor, let me know. Flags are out, somebody rolled too much curb on the inside, I bet. So P6, now P5 is possible. Come on. Wood ahead of us. second and half a second per lap we're gaining. Almost there. How many years do I drive R3E? Well, since it came out. Technically already since before it came out. But yeah, I don't think I can count the hours per day. I think I'm definitely over 1000 hours in Steam. And then of course you need to count all the hours spent at work driving. Even though I'm not driving as much as I'm doing other things at work, but I could definitely say I'm one of the drivers with the most hours on the clock on RaceRoom. Even though there are some really hardcore guys that have 2000 plus hours on RaceRoom on Steam. How many hours do you have on Steam, guys? Would be curious to know. Or how many kilometers driven. You can check that on the portal on game.raceroom.com. Too much curb. But now we're close. It's letting the door open, wide open. I guess he realized that there's not much point defending. Could have put up a little fight though. Anyway, P5, we reached our goal. 1 lap to go in race 1. 5:30, nice. $8.49, nice. I think I'm just slightly above 1000 last time I checked, if I remember correctly. But of course I also didn't start sim racing. 215 Billy. That's also pretty good. I think that's the sort of hours I have on Assetto Corsa. Last time I checked, 200 something. I also have slightly more hours than Assetto Corsa on the Rally. I think that's my second highest game on Steam in terms of play time. Alright, race 1 is over. We came from all the way in the back of the grid to the top 5. Congratulations, Schnabel, Böhme, Martin. $992 hours, nice, Mihai. 2100 Gimumu. Are you for real? That's pretty good. So race 2 coming up, guys. Same distance, 15 minutes, quick fun race. Again, starting from the back of the grid. Okay, so I can say that my PC sim racing career has been going on for, yeah, more than 10 years already. Wow, time is flying. I guess it also depends on where you define sim racing to be a start, because people saying that they played Grand Prix 2 and those kind of games, or Papyrus, indie racing. I mean, obviously they were sims back then, but in today's terms, can you still call it sim racing? I don't know. I guess if you played it with a wheel, one could say, could count it. But when I actually started sim racing, it was with yeah, Grand Prix 4, Formula 1 Challenge 99, 2002, playing the GTR 2002 mod from Simbin. That was the good old days. The Blacklist of Storm. That's the car I learned the Notchlife in. And then obviously after that, GTR, GT Legends, R-Factor. Played a lot of R-Factor, driven a lot of R-Factor in my days. And then Assetto Corsa, and now RaceRoom. Yeah, real world racing, that's nice. Unfortunately, I have never had the privilege. You're doing the dirt oval stuff, aren't you? That's some crazy stuff, man. We don't have that over here in Europe. Well, the first titles I mentioned, I was playing on my laptop, and it was running them at probably below 30 FPS. With a very, very cheap wheel that had basically just a rubber band inside. But yeah, and I did controller driving before that too. Well, technically I started with Commodore 64, and even systems before that. There were games called, what was it called? Pole Position, or some Accolade F1 game, I don't remember the name. I was, how old was I back then? 8 years old? DTM Race Driver, I drove that one as well. The first one, Toka Race Driver, and also the second one. I didn't drive the third one anymore, I think. $1,500 hours in Assetto Corsa. Yeah, I probably have much more than that in R-Factor, the first one. I was playing that game like almost 10 years. When it first came out, was it 2005, around that time? No, earlier. 2003, 4. Yeah. Around that time, until way into the 2010s. It's only been 2 or 3 years where I really didn't play it as much anymore. Of course, I was also a bit involved in modding with R-Factor, which consumes a lot of time. So I hear what you're saying, Mr. Mike. Yeah, Toka Race Driver 2 was very nice back then. Super cool damage model. I remember the doors flapping and stuff like that. It was very impressive for the time. And huge car selection and track selection. Back then, those I was still racing with a controller. It was only up until GTR 1 came out, which made me buy a force feedback steering wheel. The Momo Racing Black, good old Momo, 270 degrees of steering rotation on that wheel. It was super loud and clunky, but I won my first championships in that race. So, almost time for a race now. Thank you, Jan. Well, if you wanna go really back, even into the console days of Gran Turismo, that is probably the game that made me a racing game fan. I was playing some games before that, but it was just like any other game. But Gran Turismo really made me go deep into the genre. The first Gran Turismo on the PlayStation. Anywho, 50 minutes race coming up. I haven't checked how much fuel we had left in the first race, but I guess we can just stick with the 20 liters. Not okay. So the starting position for the second race was the result of race 1. So now we might have a chance for the podium this time. Victory will be difficult because Schnabel is super quick today. I had no practice for this race, so let's go.
Green, green, green.
Get punted in turn 1, that's already good. And we're already up on P3. Let's try and get into P2 as quickly as possible. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant by that. And hopefully stick with Schnabel as long as we can. Maybe get into his slipstream. Very late on the brake. Oh man, that was not necessary to do that. How was he even hitting me there? I mean, I was going on the racing line at racing speed through the apex. So I guess Schnabel will be gone. Waiting for us? Looks like he is. Nice. Thank you, Schnabby. Flash my headlights, but then I don't have any button for that. But yeah, thanks Schnabby for waiting. Now let's see if we can put up a race here. But I have a feeling that he is slightly quicker. He has the edge tonight, I think. Yeah, hopefully the slipstream will help us a bit. the end there. Schnabel is on the very limit, I can tell. Also on the track limit. I did race in iRacing for a few races, yeah. But back then I did not like it very much. Didn't quite like how the cars behave on the limit, close to the limit. It was super difficult to, you know, if you go slightly over the limit, there's just no way you can catch those cars anymore. But that was a while ago, a long time ago. Pretty sure they have updated most of the cars, although I still hear from many people that that tends to be the case. And I also don't think it's worth the money for me. You need to do a lot of racing to really get out to make it worth, you know, for all the money you pay. I'm not a big fan of subscription models. I'd like to own what I pay. Even though, of course, yeah, also in RaceRoom, you do own what you pay for, but obviously it's an always online game, so there's no guarantee that in 100 years the service will be still up. But SimXperience and Stage IV have a good history of supporting their titles, as you can see with Racer 7, which is still 10 years after release. Servers are up, unless they recently killed them, but I don't think so. Oops. Need to focus really hard here to stay close to Schnabel. No, way too late on the brake. Waiting again for me. Where is he? Yeah, looks like he is. He lifted a little bit there for sure. This is becoming embarrassing, Schnabel. Usually I'm the guy waiting for other drivers. Yes, I played Automobilista, or let's say I played Game Stock Car Extreme back then. I liked it, but it didn't really have the content that was appealing to me so much. all those Brazilian tracks. I'm sure they're fun to drive and everything, and they look good. The content is very well made, no doubt about it. Also the physics are great, full CPAC is great. Graphics, you can tell it's a bit old, but it's not the most important thing, I guess. But honestly, I'm spending so much time with RaceRoom, there is not much other time left for you know, road racing sims. I'm still doing dirt, rally, and WC7 for my rally needs, and a little bit of F1 2017 because that's actually a pretty good game and it simulates F1 to a very high degree in terms of, you know, F1 things, single player career, very well done. Not just the handling itself, obviously, which is not bad, but also not great. But was surprisingly good. It was already quite good 2016. I think 17 was another step up. So would almost call that a true sim. But yeah, it's not quite there with the other titles, but it's good enough so I can have fun with it. No chance against Schnabel unless he makes a mistake. Yeah, but I do own all these sims, so I bought every sim the day it came out. That's Assetto Corsa, R-Factor 2, Automobilista. Even Project Cars 2 I bought this time. I didn't buy the first one, but I was lured in, man. I was lured into Project Cars 2 by some good reviews, and to some point that was also justified. But I had 2 online races so far, and both of these races were ruined by bugs. But I heard there's a patch that came out recently that probably addressed many things. Probably not all of them. But yeah, every sim has their bugs. Every software has their bugs, I guess. Project Cars 2 just happens to have a lot of them. Also didn't think the physics were very intuitive in Project Cars 2. Didn't quite feel right to me in those cars I drove. Some cars are better than others. The high downforce cars, like the LMPs and the Formula cars, were quite okay. But the GT3 cars I was not a big fan of. Maybe I give it another chance now that they have this online system out. Let's see how they did it. But yeah, it would require more time spent in it to really be able to enjoy it, to get a sense of progression, you know, level up and stuff like that. I don't know if I want to invest that time into Project Cars 2. Hey Michael. Alright, 2 minutes left. Can we really challenge this guy? I don't think so. But let's see. Thankfully we did not get a penalty for that. Well, there's definitely things that other sims do better than R3, and then there's things that R3 does better than other sims. At the end of the day, you need to decide for yourself, what do you think, which sim do you think provides the best overall package, or you do as I do. For example, if I want to do day and night weather changing race with multiple classes in Le Mans, then I drive Project Cars 2. But if I want to drive BMW M235i on the Nordschleife, I'll drive RaceRoom. And if I want to drive Rallycross, then I drive Dirt Rally or Dirt 4. And if you want to drive F1, then drive F1. Every sim has to offer something, but it's really down to personal preference and what's more down your alley, up your alley. Final lap, yeah, I don't think we're close enough here to do anything. Again, going wide here. Well, thanks Schnabi for waiting anyway, you made it at least a little bit interesting. But today you were just quicker than me. Also, I'm not 100% focused here, always reading the chat. But good stuff anyway. Hey Timo, the quick chicane is part of the short layout or sprint layout, or whatever it's called, for the of the Nürburgring. So it's not available with the Grand Prix track, but it is there for the sprint layout, because this is actually the layout the DTM drove or is driving. Thank you, Roughnecks. Setups are, yeah, well, if you're really quick and you want to go quicker, then yeah, I think the last few tenths to half a second, depending on the track, maybe even a second, is definitely in the setup. But first and foremost, it's the most important thing to improve your driving to a point where you feel like you're on the limit, and that usually takes quite a bit of practice. So I would probably say that it's 80% driver, 10% car, 10% setup. For example, in a class like GT3, where you have multiple different manufacturers, depending on the track, one brand or one manufacturer might be quicker than the other one on that particular track, but it's still 80% driver that gets to that lap time, in my opinion, at least. You know, I've seen so many good drivers driving cars that others considered not to be up to pace, and they were still destroying them. So this, if you want to break it down even more, you could say that it's 50% talent, 50% practice. Oh, now we already are at 100%, so there's no more room for setup. But if we say 40% talent, 40% practice, 10% setup, I would consider it somewhere down that along those lines. Let's have a quick look at the setup while at the replay while we're here of the first race in particular, because that one was even more interesting. Let me check what's going on here on TeamSpeak.
Microphone activated.
Joseph, I couldn't get any worse if I tried.
Hey, good race everybody. Was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Hello, George.
Yeah, good fun.
Georg. Nice to have you here. I speak for everybody, I think.
Not me. He's too bloody quick.
Sorry.
I think it's fair that he starts on the back of the grid. That seems to work quite well.
Okay.
Oh no, I didn't have enough time to see him passing me.
Yeah, unfortunately I could not catch Schnabel today. Schnabi was too quick. Congrats, Nicholas.
Yes, of course. I don't know how can you achieve this so quick. I
didn't get it.
Lots of practice, lots of practice.
Lots, yeah.
And he's paying
Of course.
coders.
Sound muted. Microphone muted. Sound resumed.
I'm just not
Dev
good
tools.
User disconnected from your channel. Sound muted.
So let's have a quick look here at the start of the race. Well, yeah, that's another good point, Josh. Of course, to get the results in, you don't have to be just fast, you also have to be consistent, of course. And not make any mistakes. That was pretty clean. Even cleaner than race 2. In race 2 I got hit a little bit. But race 1, really nice job for everybody. What happened at the start of race 2, you mean? Well, I got bumped from behind, so I almost spun out, so I lost 1 or 2 seconds, a bit more even. So thanks for waiting, Schnabi. You tried to make it interesting. I tried to challenge you, but you were just a bit quicker today. Actually look at that incident of race 2, because I really wonder what happened there, because I was definitely on the racing line going as quick as I could, so how could I get a bump from behind? Maybe a different line. I wouldn't want that. Maybe next time you also start from the back and we have a nice challenge who's going further to the front. There is on Thursday, I believe, what is it, BMW M1 at the race department on the Nürburgring. I haven't signed up yet for that one. Depending if I have time or not, I may though. Haven't driven the Pro car in a long time. Could be interesting. Let's see what happened here. Been him, right? Yeah, I mean, maybe I had a little bit of a wide line on the entry, and he had a bit of a tighter line. It's no reason to hit me like that, though. But whatever, no hard feelings wherever you were. Boomer. He got hit as well, as a consequence. Oh well. So next race I know for sure that I will enter is, hang on, when was it? Thursday, I believe. I can paste the link here if you wait a second. I did sign up for this one. Hang on. If you want to enter it, that is. This is on December 7th, which is Thursday, right. And then on Saturday I'm racing at virtualracing.org. That's also GT3, also on the Nordschleife. Thanks to Mumu. Those are the next races on Thursday and Saturday. Both are GT3 on Nordschleife. There are also tests for the big grids in the 64-bit version, but I'm afraid the 64-bit version has nothing to do with the grid size in multiplayer, other than more stability and less crashes. Yeah, I think this will wrap it up for tonight, guys. Good racing, well done Schnabi. Shout out to the guys at Race Department. Make sure you go there and get a premium membership for $7 a year. Definitely worth it. And then maybe we'll race the next one with each other. For tonight, thanks for watching. Have a nice evening. Take care. Goodbye.